Hey there, TZH Plays here, and as many of you all know, I've been streaming on Twitch for a really long time, and I have been using my new setup that you've probably seen on my live stream, so make sure to go check out twitch.tv/TZH Plays. But yes, I've created a new setup and I will be showing you the setup. So if you like that type of video, make sure to drop me a like to let me know, comment down below, what other videos you would like to see from me, and I'll be sure to do so. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into my setup. And yes, this is my setup currently that I have been using for like everything, basically, from producing videos, music production, live streaming, and even like filming. So basically this is the place that I sit and get all my shit done, basically. Okay, so let's begin with the chair, right? So this chair I got for about $100. It's a really cheap, like sort of one of those cheap office chairs that I've been using for a really long time. The wheels are not really good, but hey, at least it can move around, right? Before this I was sitting on literally a plastic chair, so this is like much better. Yeah, and it has armrest as well. It's not adjustable, but it's still better than nothing. It has some mesh padding as well, and I gotten this sort of IKEA cushion to give it more cushion. As you can see, the cushion is not as plush as I would like on the chair itself, so gotten one of these cushions. Of course, you can see lumbar support and just a headrest, and then yeah, neck pillow, and then a headrest. So yeah, pretty basic sort of office chair, I would say. Is it comfortable? Yeah, I guess it is decent. It is decent, better than sitting on a plastic chair that I had before. But yeah, I guess if you have $100, probably you should go get one of these chairs. And yeah, if you only have $100, but if you have more to spend, I wouldn't suggest this. I'll suggest like the what I call that, the IKEA one that a lot of people have. You can go check that one out if you have more money to spend. Okay, so let's get on to the desk itself. So the desk itself that I'm using, as you can see here, is the IKEA Lemon tabletop, and it is 75 millimeters by 150 millimeters. And then yeah, I have the table legs. It's just the regular IKEA table legs. And yes, yeah, let's get right onto the peripherals real quick. So as you can see here, I have a monitor riser, and on my monitor riser, yep, cable management is not really good, but what I have here is a USB hub, and then I also have a capture card and one of these KVM switches, and of course my sound card as well, and a USB hub behind. So basically what I have is that I connected basically almost everything, like my keyboard, mouse, and all of those peripherals, to the USB hub, and the USB hub is connected to the KVM switch, so that with the press of a button I can change from my regular computer to my streaming computer. So yes, that is what I have set up. Sound card running to my running to my streaming computer, and yes, so that's mainly it. And on top you can see this, and this is a sound bar. So this one I usually had it for my TV, but since I upgraded the soundbar on my TV, I decided, hey, why not just use this, right? And it's connected over Bluetooth to my main computer, and it also has a subwoofer. And this one is the HTCT290. It's a really budget soundbar, and yeah, it sounds pretty decent. Okay, and then now moving on to the left side, I have my router. So this is the router that I have. It's just the regular one from Singtel. Pretty good speed. It's the one I have is a 2 gigabyte 2 gigabyte mesh system. So yeah, it gives me great gigabit speed. So I have both of my computers connected to this by Ethernet, so that's pretty good. And then after that, I have this, and this is a air cooler, because as you know, from where I live, it gets really, really hot. So I have this, and yes, you can fill it up with water. It has 3 different modes, and of course, it has a lighting mode as well that I don't really use, but yeah, 3 different modes: low, medium, strong, and of course off. All you need to do is fill up water here, and you get really, really cool air. Great for hot places, I guess. And yes, for the headphones, if you are wondering, I am using the Philips SHP 9500 open back headphones. Since I live in a relatively quiet place, yeah, this pair of open back headphones has really done a great deal on me. So yeah, it's pretty good. And the cable that I have is a special cable. It has one of these inline microphones, so I can control the volume through the headphones, and of course play and pause and whatsoever. And then after that, I can it has a built-in mic, so I can make phone calls and stuff like that, 3-pole jack, so that's pretty nice. And of course, I have my trusty water bottle from Pole Bear. It's a vacuum flask, 500 mils, and I like to keep it at my desk because I need to stay hydrated. So do get yourself one of these, or at least a bottle of water beside your desk. Staying hydrated, super important. Okay, and then moving to my keyboard. My keyboard is the Royal Clutch RK71. Basically, I have blue switches in here, as you can hear. And then yeah, just the white backlight, and it is a 75% keyboard. Yeah, so usually you see like 60% keyboards, they're like cut off right here, so they have extra keys here. And this is pretty good because I have some of the functions here, and as well as a full size arrow key. But I might be transitioning to a 60% keyboard in the future, who knows. And then this is a wrist rest. I got this, and it's a life changer. This is like a memory foam wrist rest, and it helps me with my wrist and all of that, and it just makes the overall setup more comfortable. And yeah, my whole plan for this setup is something that's comfortable, and also things that are easily accessible, comfort, accessibility, and yeah, just overall things that are tailored to me. And for the mouse itself, we have the Logitech G903 Lightspeed. I have this mouse for I think about a couple of years now, about I think 4 years now, 5 years now, ever since it released. So yeah, this is the mouse that I have. I used to use the PowerPlay mouse mat, but since I got this new mouse pad, this is the IKEA launch pad mouse pad, and yeah, honestly, I really love this mouse pad. For $10, this is a sort of a bit faster cloth pad, and I really love this mouse pad, especially for a slightly heavier mouse and playing games like Valorant and stuff like that. I just really like it. And of course, this is a wireless mouse, and below here I have the cable for the mouse, if I need to charge it. And yeah, I can always just tuck it behind here. And yeah, my keyboard and microphone sort of cables and all that is routed under here as well. And speaking of microphone, the microphone I'm using is the MI-VSN MV3. So yeah, that's the microphone I'm using. This cable is going to the main computer, and then after that the USB, it's going into streaming computer that I'll be talking about shortly. And then yep, I have this right here. So this is a charging hub that I have one behind here as well to charge my other stuff, but to charge phones and things like that, and to be easily accessible, I have one here. And this is really good. It has 45 watts of power delivery, so even if I want to charge like an ultrabook, or a laptop that uses USB-C and stuff like that, I can do it. Regular type C port, 2.5 volt 2.4 amp ports that I usually charge like small devices or other devices, and a Qualcomm Quick Charge 3.0 port that I use for charging my phone, and it charges pretty fast. And then yes, I have this, and this is a Toshiba Camview Advanced 4TB hard drive, as you can see right here. 4TB storage, a lot of storage. I think I bought this for about $150. And yes, if you need just a ton of storage and you don't really carry it around, just need a ton of storage at a like centralized location, you know, just to connect to your computer, it is really insane for just $150. Okay, and moving on to this side, we have a numpad, and this numpad that I'm not using it as actually a numpad. I'm using it as like a sort of hotkey thing for my streaming computer. So when I press, you know, certain buttons, I can just switch scenes and things like that. So use as like a kind of scene switcher, I guess. Yeah. So and then after that, here I have just this for my phone as well, so I'm filming on my phone, by the way. But yeah, what I usually do is I place my phone on this, you know, when I want to shoot video, TikToks or whatever on my phone at my desk setup. And yeah, this is a good place to just rest my phone as well. And yes, on top of my monitor, I forgot to mention, I have this light bar right here. You can't really see it now because it is pretty bright, but yes, I have this light bar right here, and it can change color temperatures and things like that. But yeah, I got it for about $25, really cheap. I think 25 or $20, really cheap. Yeah, and it works well, especially when I'm doing stuff at night, which I happen to do a lot, you know. Yeah, and I don't really have any of the lights on, I just have this on. But for the sake of this video, ceiling light on. Yeah. And yes, I have a webcam, and that is connected to the hub as well. Yeah, so this is the Oki PC L1ME. Sometimes use it for my live streams, but yeah, I don't really use it anymore. This sort of like my backup camera, I would say. It's pretty nice. So yeah. And then after that, I have one light here, and this light basically just bounces off the wall behind me and just lights me. Basically gets pretty bright. Just a ring light, regular ring light that I bought for like $10, you know, one of those cheap ones. And yeah, it gets pretty bright, not really well diffused, so bouncing off the wall so that it can diffuse towards my face. And yeah, that's the lighting setup that I use for like video streams and things like that. Looks pretty good as well as this one right here. This is the one that is more diffused, as you can see right here. It has a thicker like sort of frosted plastic on the front, so more diffused. And I use this as like my main light, and then this is like sort of like my fill light kind of. And speaking of filming, the main camera I'm using is the Sony Alpha A6500. So yeah, this is a really awesome camera that I had for a really long time. I think about like 4 years by now. And yeah, it's sitting on this Z Fold sort of tripod. And yeah, it has a phone mount here, so that I can place my phone and use it as like a script reader, you know, when I'm filming videos and things like that. And it also has one of these mirrors, and the reason why I have this mirror is because this camera right here, sadly, you know, you can't really flip up or flip out the screen, so I kind of have this so that I can view myself. And yes, it is on this sort of table mount thing, and it is pretty stable, pretty heavy duty, pretty thick, can hold the weight of this camera. And yes, the light is also on another one of these, but this one is one that is taller, but you know, can't hold that much weight. That's why I'm holding, you know, a light instead. And yes, I have a mini HDMI going into a capture card into streaming computer, and of course one of these dummy batteries, you know, connected to power, so that, you know, I can just record videos all day, you know, without worrying about battery and stuff like that. And yeah, now let's move on to what the monitor is on. Yeah, the monitor is just on a regular monitor mount, as you can see right here. Cable management is not the best, so Texas, don't add me about it. But yes, this is the monitor arm that I have. It's like one of those spring monitor arms, and I'm thinking of getting another monitor arm, you know, with longer extension, so that I can have the monitor closer to my face, you know, for video games, because this monitor that I'm using right now is the LG 29WK500B. It's a 1080p sort of like HDR monitor at 75 hertz refresh rate. So it's, and for about $200, $250 is a good like all-rounder monitor because it gives you more screen real estate, more screen real estate, but and a slightly higher refresh rate, with pretty good image quality IPS monitor as well. So yeah, this is what I recommend if you're looking for a sort of all-in-one monitor for under like $250. This is pretty good. Matte coding as well. And yeah, basically it's like a 24-inch monitor but just wider. So some of you might really like it for productivity and also games as well. And moving on to the computer here, this is the MSI GT75 Titan 8RG. Really expensive laptop. Really expensive laptop that I got a really long time back. So yeah, I might be upgrading pretty soon. But yes, the specs on this is a the specs on this is an i9 8950HK, with a GTX 1080 laptop, of course, laptop edition, stuff like that, and then 32 gigabytes of RAM, and I forgot how much storage, but yeah, 144 hertz screen. I usually just use this, so this is like my secondary screen. But yeah, it's really powerful, but for gaming and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm using a streaming PC, so it takes off a lot of load from this laptop, because what I used to do is connect everything to this laptop and play off of this laptop. And for more intensive titles like Modern Warfare 2 and things like that, it gets slightly laggier because I have a lot of browser sources and a lot of stuff on my stream. If you check out my stream, you'll know what I mean. So yeah, that is my main computer, and I'm using it for music production, everything. And then moving on to the streaming computer. So this is just a regular office computer that I have. As you can see, just a regular office computer. And yes, I have this. I added a GTX 1050 Ti sort of GPU to this so that I can use the NVENC encoder. And yeah, adding this streaming PC has made a world of like a difference to my stream. What it means is that if there's any problems on my main computer, I don't have to stop the stream at all. I can just continue the stream on my this computer as my camera, and like microphone and stuff is connected to here, so I can just still talk to you all while I can just restart my computer. And if I want to connect anything else like my Nintendo Switch that I'm planning to connect, I can just connect to here and have this sort of take care of all the streaming and even like the recording part of it. And yeah, it's just made a world of difference in my opinion. And it is pretty cheap as well. I got the computer I think for about $100, GPU $100 as well, so $200 streaming PC. Insane. With the capture card that's like $20. Yeah, it just made a world of a difference. And yeah, that is mainly it. Cable management, using just a regular cable box, as you can see here. Yeah, cable management is not the best, but it looks pretty clean from the front, and I think it just I can make do with it. So yeah. And yes, this is my whole entire setup that I use. So what do you think of this setup that I have? Do you like it? And if you do, make sure to drop me a like to let me know, and comment down below what is your favorite part of this whole entire setup. It's really interesting to hear from y'all. But thank you all so much for watching and staying to the end, and I hope to see you in the next video.